What's up, everyone, and welcome back to another video here at Ohio Fish Rescue. Today we got a lot of stuff going on. We're going to be moving some fish. We're going to be taking fish out of quarantine, put them in their forever homes, and we're going to be getting this 750 up and going. For starters, this 110 was full of fish that we went ahead and placed and moved. Well, over here we stuck the gourami. This is a giant gourami. He might even be a redfin. It's kind of hard to tell right now with him being so small. We also got two tinfoil barbs in there to help clean up the debris off the bottom, because the big guys eat and leave all the debris and these guys don't eat them. So they'll just be cleanup crew for the rest of these fish in this 125. We went ahead and moved some other fish into this 1,000 gallon. This bicher, which is the same kind as this, an cherry. Put them into the 1,000 gallon here with one more guy. This little granulosis cat right there. So these guys get to upgrade to a 1,000 gallon tank, live in their new home. That eel is doing good in here. The black spotted, he was added just a couple weeks back. So everyone gets an upgrade, and one more is over here. There we go. Where's he at? Up, the Oscar. So the little small Starburst Oscar went in the 750. Give some color in this tank. Once he grows up a little bit, he will join his friends over here in the 2200. That guy there and this guy over here. For starters, we've got this 750 gallon tank over here. I'm going to get in there with some plastic razor blades and clean this whole front face up, because that's where he glued down tiles, and it looks kind of ugly, especially with the water in here. You see the reflection off the bottom. So we're going to want to do some sort of tile in this tank to kind of brighten it up. We do have lighting up there, so while I'm in there, I'll go ahead and get the lighting set up for the tank, get some lights going. And I can run up to Home Depot in the next few days and get the tiles for this tank. But I'm going to start working on plumbing. Like I said, I'm going to hook up this overflow to a drain back behind those tanks over there. And this will be the new cold water tank for all of those fish in that tank there. I'm going to use that tank temporarily while we've got that 550 being sold. They are both sold. Deposit's been put down on both tanks, so we're just waiting for them to be picked up. But my dad went ahead and put the giraffe cat into this 500 gallon cube because the bottom was getting so just covered in dirt. So he went ahead and stuck the giraffe cat in here. So there is finally a single fish in this tank. So looking good. We're going to go ahead and get started work on this 750 though. Voila, we have lights on the tank. So this is the plastic razor blade I've been talking about. It's just basically a sharp piece of plastic, acts as a razor blade, but it will not scratch your acrylic. So this is how easy it can be. Just go ahead and take this and go right against the face. There we go. There we go. So you can see how it pulls it up just like a normal razor blade. Now I'm going to do this with much more perfection once I turn the camera off. Progress is being made. You can see some of that old silicone out of there. Already looks a million times better, but my razor blade was dull, so I had to get out and grab another. So back at it for round two. After a couple minutes discussion with my dad, we decided we're going to go with tan tiles in here. So it basically makes this tank and that tank white, and then the end tank will be tan and this end tank will be tan. It'll sort of match the rest of the room a little bit more. But we've got white gravel over in that tank. Then we've got bare tanks over here, which that tank we can actually put tile in. So let us have some time, and we'll slowly get these tanks coming together, place coming together. My dad's still working on this saltwater contraption. So right now he is playing with where he's going to put all these devices. This is our overflow, our reservoir water. Here goes the packs for the lights, the power conditioner, stuff like that. This is the whole Apex system. And then you've of course got the sump down here with the protein skimmer. We've got the UV light to hook up still. So he's playing around with this. Once he gets everything set, we screw it down, we hook it up, and then we carry that tank over and we start setting it up, getting the live rock, or the rock in there, placing it where we want it. All right, we just got back from Home Depot. We picked up our ceramic tile. I'm not going to show you exactly what it is yet, but I'm going to get in there, start placing this on the bottom. The first 3 rows are going to be super easy, only against the back. I'm going to have to bust out the tile saw and be able to cut in all of these tiles. But I found these tiles on clearance, so I got the 3 that I wanted for this tank. We also did something, I got 2 extra cases for that tank over there. So that'll now have a bottom, and this will have a bottom. Always check your clearance aisle at Home Depot. Sometimes they have good deals. So let's get started. So you can see the effect that the tile has on the bottom of this tank. Makes it look 10 times better than it did. Kind of gives it a sandish color. Now I've got to get out the tile saw and basically cut in all these pieces first. So I'm going to cut all the full ones, so all these, and I'm going to cut the side ones, and then I'll just leave a few intermittent cuts that I'll need for in between all of these tiles. Alright, so my dad's over here telling me to do something I already did. So I went in there, I measured these full lengths here, and then all the full lengths across the back so we can get as many full ones placed with doing the most amount of cuts outside.
So you want to tell them how I'm telling you what to do. What about you telling me what to do? That they never get on film. Because for one, when I'm working, I don't have a camera in my hand. And you're like, here, grab this tile. And I grabbed it, and I'm carrying the tile, and then you're like, okay, close that door behind you. So I turn around and I close the door. And I'm like, man, I wish I had you on camera telling being as bossy as I am to me.
Alright, so what I was saying, I went and cut every single full length. I measured them down so I can cut them all. And you guys will see that here in a second. That'll leave basically this tile, that tile, and then these 2 right here by this overflow here. So I come back and get just them 3 cuts, and this will be a finished job. I already measured the corner. Okay, we are closing in. I got all my tiles cut. Now let's see how this lays together. All right, we got the last full ones in. I had to make these ones just a tad bit smaller, so I had to go back out and recut them. Now I'm ready to put these last little bit in and then start making these hard cuts on the last remaining 3 tiles. All right, as you can see right over here, we have just these 3 little pieces on the right that I have to insert there. It's 1 whole tile. This whole tile to the left here around this skimmer, there's 2 tiles total right there, and then the corner piece. So let's see this last little bit come to life. Check this out. Look at that bottom. Looks almost seamless. Now there is a few little imperfections because I noticed these overflows were not cut perfectly square. So that is a mess up by the manufacturer, and I wasn't getting all that precise on them. So we just have, you can see the little gap on that side. I had to cut this in 3 pieces. And then this one here, you can kind of see the gap there. Other than that, you won't really notice it. And as soon as it fills up with debris and water, you will hardly even recognize it. I almost promise you. But it definitely lightens this tank up, gives it a nicer look. Now we get some nice little driftwood going in there. And you can see no water or no dirt will settle on the bottom of that tank. It'll all be suspended in the water column. And you don't have to gravel clean. That's one of the biggest problems with having gravel in a tank, is having a gravel vacuum, which absolutely sucks. So that took a little longer than I anticipated. I was planning on having this tank filled and full of fish for the end of this video. We might have to wait until next one. But we've got the same tiles going in this tank here, which this one will be a little bit easier to cut tile-wise because it's just the overflows in the corners. And it's just a straight shot all the way down. So I'll pretty much make 2 cuts, I believe, 1 in each corner, and this tank will be done. So that'll most likely be a next video, but you'll definitely see all the fish going in that tank next video as well. We've got all of these beautiful goldfish, this awesome super white diamondback sturgeon. We've got the Chinese high fin sharks, absolute stunners of some fish. We can make that a planted tank as well, carry some plants over there, and then that gives us a lot more room for cold water species fish. So this will then, I'll turn up my flow coming in through this tank, going through the overflow here, and this tank will be back on the tropical water of this pond here, which allows us, I've already started to acclimate into a little bit warmer water, but it allows us to get this tank back on our system. It is flowing through. So this is how much water is flowing through that globe at a constant rate, which I can up that flow once I get the normal drip back on this 350 over here. So definitely some work in progress. Stuff is getting done. So if you guys want to keep following along and see the progression on this tank, in the next video or 2, it will be filled with fish, all the filtration on it, and set up to completion. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you want to see more crazy adventures with the Ohio Fish Rescue, be sure to hit that subscribe button. And as always, stay fishy, my friends.